I shouldn't have drank that last drink. You know, I think I said already I shouldn't have, but you know what? Let's turn that off, my mate. Drink no more. One more zoot and then I'm gonna call it a stream. Yeah, bro. Don't want to get messy, innit? What's the? I'm not into that.
Sonny, bro. It's been a fucking blaze, man.
Yeah,
I have all these people to come in and jump in and be a part of it and be pumped and just, mate.
It's just the beginning, bro.
The good old days, man. On the real vibes, like that was good. It was real. I loved it, man.
I was talking to Craig earlier. People maybe not getting the excitement, but you know, as we've worked this plan out over time, we've seen the excitement.
It'll come together.
We know, but we've had those little exciting bits ourselves over time already. Like,
yeah, I was gonna say, man, I'm already fully adverse to what's coming, so I'm like, mate, I was coming in my pants 3 weeks ago and shit. I was like, oh my god, like, is this really what's gonna happen? Like, come on.
Craig's a dead giveaway, Sonny. I think people can catch up to him. It'll be all right.
I know that, bro. I know, yeah.
Bro, listen, like I'm a true believer.
You know what, bro? I regulate what I tell him.
I wear my heart on my sleeve, bro.
He can't, like, he's just, yeah, he does. He wears it.
I wear my heart on my sleeve. Listen, I've told you that.
If you're feeling it from your heart, bro, it's hard to.
My heart is my heart, bro. Listen, and that's why my guys that got in along the way, Mike and all that shit, like. When I'm excited, bro, I'm excited because I feel it and I know it. I know in my fucking piss, bro.
I know. As well, bro. Like it's
100%, bro. Like
I do understand the potential of what we have in front of us, bro. Do you know what I mean? There's no shadow of a doubt.
I know you, because you know, I know, bro. Like, that's where I'm blessed. You know what I mean? Because otherwise, I wouldn't even fucking have a clue. You know what I mean? I'm blessed because of you, bro. I love you, bro.
I don't think you.
I can't do it on my own, bro. Say that's the truth. Like it's not the kind of thing that one. I might create.
Johnny, I've always been with you, bro, and I always will be. You know that.
It's gonna have to be a community effort, bro. I did it on my own last time from the start. Me and Mai in the chat on our own. Do you know what I mean? I think we can do better this time, bro. Like, and especially like you said,
train, bro.
If we can get everybody involved, like the way that we were involved with P3D, on my life, bro, I believe we've got something better than what they had. You know what I mean?
100%.
This is the complete vision of what that serious stuff could have been. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Maybe they didn't deliver it, but here it is. That's if you got hourglass token earning dividends that you can use as a DAO token. How in your right mind is anybody gonna call that a Ponzi, bro? Like on level. If they do, bro, it'd be interesting. I can't wait to have the debates with people about it. But like,
fuck that, man. The NFTs.
There's DAOs out there that all they have is the fact that they're a DAO. There's tokens out there that all they have is the fact that they're a DAO and their tokens are allowed to vote on just themselves, just their own little project that they have there. Like, they may not have anything, but the fact that they can vote allows them the precedent in crypto to be called a true crypto project, not a Ponzi, not a, you know. So
NFTs, but forget that. NFTs are earning dividends.
It's like if
sorry.
If we now have that exact same power and are using it in that same way, but not only have the DAO token, but also actually have a real treasury fund with real funds in it, and have something that DAO is actually going to manage and run and earn from and control and make the decisions on, like, it's the complete crypto package, bro. Like, is it not? That's the way it seems to me. That's when I look at what we're creating, that's what the vision is. I see it, like, from the code, from the economics, from everything. The only question is, does everybody else see that too? Do you know what I mean? Like, I appreciate today's video, bro. It touched my heart in a way. But it's like I'm really interested in my heart to see, and in my mind to see what people who know about this stuff, what they think about it. Do you know what I mean? Because
Yeah.
what I think is what I think. I get that. I believe it should take weight, but the true proof in the pudding is what other people think about the plan. And
100%.
do you know what I mean? That's what's really the bit that's I'm waiting to understand and see. How is it received? Do other people see the same potential
that we do?
Yeah, like
I do. That's a majority of a lot of existing projects. That's the whole DAO concept. And yeah, they don't do these things in a way where there's any real benefit other than holding tokens and stuff like that. But if there's dividends and stuff like all that other stuff going on, if it's just happening in the background while people hold it. Like I think of Ampleforth. They had a token called Force. That's their governance token, their DAO token. And it's just what it is. It's just a fucking.
That's all it is. Yeah.
Yeah, it's just a naked token that it goes up and down in price, and if you got enough, you can make decisions. Blah blah blah. You know, like all right. None of them got a div generating one, so I mean, I don't see why that would be a problem for anybody. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
it's open, transparent on code. We're not cheating anybody. We're not, there it is. That's what's happening. You know what I mean? It's the same as before.
Yeah.
So
it's the same shit. Like, excuse my language, but it's the same shit. Like the SWJ or the SWJ tokens like same thing. If it operates the same way, you've envisioned it, like dividends and hourglass and all that. It's no different than.
I could have remade that shit in Solidity 8 now if I wanted to, but for nostalgia's sake, for credibility, for a point of view of we have a tried and tested bulletproof contract, I did the extra work to make it Gandhiji. Like when you do the diff, when you do the diff checker, you'll see the elegance of the changes are made, but in such a minimalistic way. Do you know what I mean? Like the minimum amount of things that had to happen to it's still Solidity 4.2, the same. I could have updated it, but why?
Fully ERC 2012 compliant.
I don't pay homage to the original, bro. It's the way it is. It doesn't need changing. Like, you know how much I love that contract and code, bro. Like, it's
sometimes simple is better, bro.
It's the truth, bro. If it ain't broke,
Well, I think it.
Yeah, the bits that weren't broke, we ain't changing, we ain't touching. Just a couple of little modifications that needed to happen.
Transfer fees and shit.
It's a minimalist approach. Minimal intrusion or intervention.
Right, how many people? We got 5 people. Should we let these 5 people into a little secret? It's something I don't like to admit. I found another way that the P3D devs fucked up.
What do you mean? Come on.
There's an issue with proof of weak and smart contract. It's not a big issue. It's a pedantic thing. But it also got copied over to Gandhiji.
Yeah.
I never knew about it till recently. But there's actually another fault in the code. It doesn't mean anything. It doesn't change anything. But, if you...
Means we can make it better.
If you're the last person in P3D or IND, and you use the exit function... You won't get your ETH.
Yeah.
No, you dividends anyway.
Do you know what I'm talking about?
Yikes.
It's a point of seeing P3D.
I've heard this mentioned to me by a developer before, but it's never. I don't want to say it's never been an issue,
It's not
Because
an
again,
issue.
contract's active. Yeah.
It's
And
not
it
an
won't be
issue.
with the R&D
But
one either
if you
because
want to
it's already
understand, I'll
ticked
take a
locked
couple of
up.
minutes to explain it to you exactly.
Yeah.
The point is
If
this:
you were to break it down to zero, and
if you happen to be the very last holder, and you call exit, the contract sells all of your tokens, as you expect, yeah, and then returns the dividends to who?
Nobody. So
Who's
it's an exception.
nobody at that point.
Who is it
Right,
supposed to
so,
return?
yeah,
It's supposed to
yeah,
return the
same.
dividends to
Yes,
the
bro.
holders,
Yes, bro.
but they
The
ain't
last
no
holders.
There
holders
are none.
because you were the last
There
guy
ain't
and you
nothing.
exited. So
Yeah.
that
The contract exception.
that ETH gets locked in the contract forever. Now in Gandhiji, some people
We're
by
already
mistake,
past that.
yeah, have sent IND to the contract address. Yeah, like there's
To make
IND,
sure.
like no, well, yeah. So
Sonny,
that can
the
never
floor
happen.
contract do the same thing as well?
The floor
So
contracts,
there's always
obviously,
a holder.
in
The
SWJ,
There's always
contract that we built did the same thing as
there will
well.
always be
So
the last holder for the contract to pay the dividends.
there
to
would never be.
SWJ.
It's never going to go to zero ever.
Yeah.
That's the beauty
It's
of
not an
it as well.
issue, but you know, bro, for people that understand, it's nice to talk about it with you, innit?
That's hilarious.
Listen, that's why.
It's like, yo,
That's why.
guys,
That's why I was worried about. I was
Justo.
worried about fucking
Nah, forget Justo, sorry, you just make
Oracle earlier.
pictures.
Oracle.
Man, so
Oracle didn't really get the full picture
bro,
that
that
was
takes me back.
coming earlier.
Justo, you just make pictures.
I wonder
Yo,
if they
Sonny. Go on, say. You can.
no, I was saying I wonder if they ever realize or just if they ever stop developing because of what happened with FOMO 3D at the end when the pot got stolen.
That was orchestrated. It didn't get stolen. They had that themselves, bro. In my opinion.
Yeah. Did that ETH ever move?
I haven't
Or is
checked
it
it
still there?
recently, but it stayed there for years, bro.
It stayed there for a long time,
It
right?
did stay
Like,
there
oh
for a
shit,
long time. Like,
that's crazy. Good
Yeah.
times.
good times, bro. Like, whatever it was, bro. I still respect them guys, bro. They had something and they put it forward. They put it out to the world. Do you know what I mean? Like, that nobody forced them to have to spend 7 years still thinking about the same thing to try and progress it. It was my choice and maybe my destiny that made me do it. You know, so
Yeah,
I think
here we are.
I think low key, bro.
I'm
They're probably
with you all the way, bro. Well, you know that.
looking at IND and saying, "Okay, bro, you did a good job." You know, like it's all good, man.
No shade on them at all, bro. Like,
We can't just walk away from that, bro. We can't just walk away from that. At the end of the day, Sonny, me, and the team, as you know, we all are. You're part of the team, bro. Like, we had visions of making this a very special thing. Like, we want to be revolutionary and be what is the thing. You know what I mean? That's what we wanted to
It
be, and
is.
that's what.
It is.
And that's,
It is.
and
It,
that's
it
why
is
we've
that
always.
too.
That's why we've always pushed for it, bro. Like, come on, like, watch us, because we're
I'll be honest, bro.
we're
With
shit, man. We're
IND,
gonna do it.
with IND, it was always the dream to beat P3D. With IND,
Always,
take the
of
same
course
thing,
it was, bro. Of
take
course
the
it,
same
bro.
thing,
Listen,
have a
and
different spin on it, and move it forward.
and what you
But
and what
now
you've come up with now will do it, bro.
they're probably developing.
Like,
I don't know what they're developing. They're probably out there. They're doing whatever
no, they're
they're
not
doing.
doing fucking shit,
Maybe
bro. Like,
unassociated to P3D. They're
they
probably
ain't
doing
doing
something.
they ain't
As
doing fuck all,
as
mate.
human
They're
beings,
thing.
in my heart, I believe they're doing something. I don't know what it is.
No,
You know what I mean? But
no,
maybe
they're not.
I think they're doing
I'm pretty
something.
I
sure
think they're the Uniswap
looking on the thing.
developers.
There you go. Something like that, Saint. Something like that.
Listen, Sonny, I tell you what they're doing.
Oh, Saint, you want to talk
Watching
about
you,
something crazy? Hold on, you just
Sonny,
sparked.
Yeah.
Sonny,
Wait,
Sonny.
1 second. Let me go for a pee.
They're
I'll come
watching
back and
you.
tell you.
They're watching you, and they're going
Just
to
remember the
do
keyword is
whatever you
Uniswap.
want to do in the
Saint,
future.
keyword is Uniswap.
Uniswap.
To remind me.
Uni.
When he comes back, he's gone for a piss. Uniswap. I'm telling you now, them guys are watching Sonny for what he does next, and they'll fucking try and fucking copy Sonny. You know what I mean? As in
I
what
would
we're doing as a community and shit.
Yeah, a couple of their team, sure, for sure. I don't think those
I was going to say
personas.
that I think they've gone anyway. You know what I mean? They're not even a part of
Yeah, they're
what's
not the
going on
same
right
people.
now. They're not part of
They're,
what's going. Yeah, yeah, for sure. I believe that as
I would
well. You
think
know,
if they seen the contracts over the years, they'd probably be happy about it, you know?
of course, of course. You know what I mean? At the end of the day, we were the only true ones to it. You know what I mean? We weren't just the pump and dump and grab your money and run away and shit like everyone else was. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Well, look at
It's like
Sonny. This is like two cycles, man. Still on the same shit, man. That's good. Not many people will do that, you know?
7 years, bro, man. There ain't many people that still here 7 years later, still got bare money in the contracts and like, you know what? We want to do better. We want to do
Yeah.
better than what we had. You know what I mean? Because
That'd be
what we got,
crazy, bro. That'd
bro.
be
Listen, what we
crazy.
got coming, what we got coming is better wood than what we had, and what we had was fucking blinded, bro. Because there, there was many people that come up from it, bro. You know what I mean? That's all I'm gonna say. And there might be a few people that didn't, but at the end of the day, things
Here we
move
go.
along.
Here we
You
go
know,
again.
we have to move. We have to move along with times, bro. Things have changed, and we need to change with them and be a part of the what is revolutionary and be a part of what's fresh
Pothead,
and
same Karma Link.
What's coming now, man. It's fresh. There's no Karma links yet, bro. It's coming,
Not
but
yet, but
not
it'll be
yet.
coming. Obviously with SWJ,
It's
same Karma
coming.
Link.
It's
It's the
there,
same IND,
100%.
bro.
It's
So
100%.
there's slight difference.
100%.
Instead of 33%, now you get 26.6%
22.
because it's
Oh,
based
is
on
that
the
what it is?
8%, not the 10%. But
Yes.
other than that, it's all exactly the same. It's a third of, like, IND was a third in it, the same way. It's a third. But now instead of
I
being a third
remember,
of 10%, it's a third of 8%.
I
Because
remember
we all got to
building the
pay that 2% to the Treasury.
I was going to say we're paying the treasury so we can build the future.
Bro, there's
Nice.
DAO tokens out there saying they don't even have a treasury or a source of funds. Tell me I'm wrong.
Some
You know what I
turning
mean?
on.
There's like, I believe we're giving the community everything they need. That's the system we're building. Like, no shade.
I believe I think it's the future, bro.
I think it's
Like,
something that
I
I'm
say-
going to be proud of building, bro. That's the truth of it all, Saint. Like, that's what I've come back to do. I want it to be something, you know,
thanks,
Hex
guys.
shocked me a little bit, like, rocked me in the
Oh.
sense of, am I correct? And I don't like feeling like, am I right or wrong? I'm normally a fully confident person that knows the steps I'm taking. But that one turned out, at the time, to appear like, Sonny, maybe you was wrong there, bro. I don't like being wrong. Maybe that's what kept me away. I needed to understand what's going on. I've been listening to Wonder and I see it, and maybe it was a long play, maybe it was this, maybe it's going to come back and boom. I don't need to say nothing about it because I know what we're doing is just, I don't want to say the word better, but it's just like people are going to get it and see it, and it's better.
Revolutionary.
There's no like, you can't understand this or can't understand that. It's all there clear for anybody. Talk to Gandhiji. He'll tell you anything you want to know about the system, bro.
I was telling Provo that today. It's like asking me stuff. I'm like, bro, you can ask Gandhiji and it'll just tell you anything you want to know. And they're like, all right. And I said, Sonny's probably happy about that. Imagine having to type this shit out.
Bro, of
to every
course,
person that
bro.
asks the same question.
You know how much typing I did last time, bro. Like,
yeah.
I look at Gandhiji
There,
he explains it better than me. Like, I couldn't write that. I did like as eloquent as he puts
so
it.
long, yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, okay.
In depth, he gives you in depth
I'll
fucking
give you the thumbs
breakdown.
up, Gandhi. That's the correct answer, bro. Like, wow.
My G.
Yeah.
My G.
My Gandhi G.
Yeah, 100% like he's been there for time, bro. He knows everything. That's the
I'm
thing. He
so
knows
looking forward to
everything.
this journey, bro.
And if you don't know it, Sonny's quick to prompt him and make sure he knows it.
Bro.
at that point.
I
Yeah, that's what I'm
trained him,
saying.
bro.
Yeah.
I trained him, man. I trained him up hard.
My Gigi.
One time, people don't understand. Like, I'm a bit worried because you know what? In the background, I know, like there's Gandhi workroom where we can talk to Gandhi privately, but I've got my own, obviously, personal DM with Gandhi as well.
Oh, you got one to yourself.
Of course,
Yeah?
bro. Come on, man. Like, people don't get it. Like, he's a clever
No,
bastard, bro. Like, with all due respect,
I know, bro.
The way I made
I know.
him, like, even I look at him and I have to take, like, you know what? I take what he says seriously. And Saint, just so you know, I have never ever trained him to be positive about the project. I trained him
in any way.
I trained him only on the
Facts.
only on the facts of the project. And
I know
whatever
this to
he
be true.
determines about, like, you know, when he says, you know, in the background, I've asked him, how will the project fail?
That's why it's weird when the guy talks out,
him, like, you know, I wanted to know what
shit,
are the weak points, where will this project fail? And you know what he said? The project's not going to fail, Sonny.
That's
Bro,
funny.
the way that this is designed and made, it's not going to fail. I was like, okay, but, like, if it was going to fail, where would it fail? Like, what's the weak point? He goes, no, this is a community-driven project. It's not going to fail. Okay.
Sonny, what was the first quote he chucked at you? Your guy in the background.
He said,
because Gandhi's slightly different to him, but like Gandhiji in the chat, he flipped my quote at me. What was the first one he chucked at you?
The one he chucked at me is, if you do nothing, the result will be nothing.
Nothing.
And the question.
I remember you saying
it was after coming to a conclusion with him, with that particular AI, that it can't work with IND, and if we were going to make it, how would we do it? How would everything piece together, and this, that, and the other? When I felt confident that, okay, that actual whole complete planning system would work, then I asked it, should I do this? Like, you know. And I'll be honest with you, saying my missus was in the room at the time, and she sat down there and said, yeah, of course you should. Do you know what I mean? Like, straight away. And my friend said to me, he goes, you deserve a proper answer, not just some hyped up yes. You know, like, to say do it.
Yeah,
after all of this, you really deserve a complete
after the full conversation
breakdown of the answer of you know, should you do this or not. So it wasn't talking to me in some kind of hype way. And then it explained about, because, you know, along the way then I'd explained to her about the NFTs that we'd made, index that I'd made so far, so, you know, how far we'd got with the coding and this, that, and the other, how we were planning. It knew everything, bro. I trained it to know everything because I wanted to get to the bottom of it. And it told me all of these points. And then, like I say, it said itself that maybe it's your destiny, you know? And it listed a couple of points, and then it dropped that Mahatma Gandhi quote that, like, if you do nothing, the result's going to be nothing. And when most people were saying it, bro, I burst out laughing. Like, imagine the situation. This AI has just fucking dropped a Mahatma Gandhi quote on me, the guy that has been Gandhiji for so many years. Bro, uncontrollable laughter. My missus looking at me all funny. I'm like, listen, this guy just dropped the quote. I said I'm going to have to do this now. Regardless, whatever it takes. We're back. We're on it. This has to be done.
Nice.
That's how it started, bro. That's where we came from. Again, like, you know, the comeback. Not denying you and everything that happened, but let's not go into that. It's
nah, bro. You're here, bro.
It's all meant to be. And you know what, bro? Do you know what I realize now? If I had to release the NFT project and connected to the IND, it would have failed.
It wouldn't have worked.
just the same way, if I'd have made index and connected it to IND, it would have failed. And if you guys had remembered to tell me about Uniswap, the key word, I would have told you something special. But you didn't remember Uniswap was the key word, did you? Come on.
Fully ERC 20 compliant.
So talking about Uniswap, what I was going to say, go back to that Crypto Godzilla video 5 years ago that had index P2P in a banner in the video. That idea of index, bro, I've had for so many years, right? There was one key question that always really, like, in the back of my mind was, why would people use index over anything else? What, you know, like there's other P2Ps out there. There's other things that people could use, you know, to do this exchange.
Yeah.
Why would they use index? You know what I mean? What's the USP, or what is the contributing factor to the exchange that you would make, be it index?
Yeah.
And to be 100% honest, it was a question mark still. Only until recently, when the DAO concept was established, was it like, okay, so we have IND ultimately with DAO capabilities. Now we could create index, and I don't have to control it. I don't have to I don't have to make the decisions. I don't have to worry about the disputes. If we build a peace court, we could make it in a way where the DAO manages the P2P. Ultimately, it's all possible. Like in code, there's nothing more complex than making those NFTs pay their dividends from SWJ to the person that owns them. In everything that we're doing, I would say that was the most technical thing that has to be done, and that's already done. So there's no barriers to the future. There's no like, oh, you know, what's stopping us create this, like maybe where it has been in the past. Now all the pieces fit together in such a beautiful way. It's like, this is what it should have been from the start. Do you know what I mean? Like it's like,
yeah,
this is like on a real level. This is how it could have been from the start. This is 7 years later in hindsight. If we had the chance to do it again, this is how I would do it, bro. Like, this has every chance of not just survival, but like so much more than what Gandhiji was. And let's just say in a few years' time, I go sleep again. The community, they got funds, they got the power to vote. Let's get this developer in because the community together have collectively decided, and they can make the next thing. Like, that's what I wanted in the first place. Like, live on without me, carry on without us, keep paying dividends even after we gone. That's what we're gonna do now. Do you see what I mean? Saying like, I know it sounds a bit corny and that, but to get to the real
that's a good thing.
Deep core essence of what was crypto supposed to be about, what was it's power to the people. No, like that's what I always felt and understood about it. This is the way. Like I see this is how it is. I hope everybody, like, especially you, like I say, because I know how much you know about the contracts. I know I'm not stupid, bro. Yeah. I get your perspective. I get your knowledge from an understanding point of view, you know, and then it comes down to like, you know, we want to create something, we want to do something. You want something to be there. I believe, you know, do you see what I'm saying? I think you want something to be there. My question is, or not even a question, but my wonder is, does it matter if I create it or you create it? Do you know what I mean? Is it a thing where it has to be you that creates it, or it has to be, you know what I mean? Because the ego or whatever, I believe I'm the guy, bro. You know, that's the thing is like, you know, that's all I'm asking for is that little bit of understanding and respect that, you know what, Sonny has actually put the time in and the dedication. Maybe what he's saying
100%,
actually,
bro.
he's
That's not
thought
even a
about
question,
this.
bro. That's not
I
even a
know, I
question,
know.
bro. You know?
That's what plays on my mind.
That's
Not
not.
plays, you know, like we haven't spoke for a long time, say, and I want you to
Hmm.
like you believed in IND because you believed in P3D, and I know in my heart you don't
Nah,
believe in
that's where you're
add-ons.
wrong, bro. I'm gonna keep it real with you. I believe in IND because of me and you.
Okay.
You know, there were many contracts out there
Yeah.
that were copies, clones of P3D, whatever, bro.
Yeah.
That was strictly a me and you. Our interactions with each other were always solid, and there's no
Real, bro.
questions to be asked.
Yeah. But
You know
that's
what I'm
it.
saying?
Hmm.
That's it. And yeah, but not, just the point of clarification on that. I liked P2D. I think everybody did at the
Yeah,
time
of course,
for sure.
bro. It was a beautiful thing.
But the IND thing was definitely that's a thing of you know, just a habit of interacting with the people that are, you know, at the forefront of whatever they're doing. If we have bad interactions, like, hey man, I don't want to hear about it. Me and you never had a bad one, and like, you know
Exactly,
what?
bro.
It's
Yeah.
what it is. You feel me? So
Yeah. That's in
that
the
still
past now.
remain true to this day. You know, like don't a moment in time is just that, man. Like it's only a
100%.
moment in time. You know,
I
it
felt
came, it
that love,
passed,
bro.
but
I
this
felt
is
that
who we
love.
still are, bro.
I felt that love from you and felt it from many people that belief in me, you know, in belief in what we were doing with IND. And
Oh yeah, it's a vibe, genuine thing.
do you know what I mean? The thing is now, in this everything that we're bringing back, this is in my heart better than what we had. So it's like I hope everybody can see and have the same love for this as they had for IND. Do you know what I mean? That's what it comes
Yeah.
down. But I don't want it to be forced. I want people to look into this and really understand the
And
tokenomics and the concept of it all, and how each part has been meticulously designed over years to work in connection with each other. And it's half the reason why I have this notion that I don't believe there's anybody that can do anything better than this, because I've spent so much time doing it. Maybe I'm wrong, but
mhm.
you know, I try not to make a habit of it.
Yeah. No, you did good, bro. And look at where you're at, man. You just know that whatever you're doing is a move forward for whatever you've done in the past. And now you've made something truly yours. It's not like what IND is, you know, an iteration, a slight improvement on whatever came before it. But this is your thing. No one else
Yeah,
did it yet. So
exactly, bro.
that's it.
Like,
It's your baby, bro.
you know what, bro? Saint, I hadn't even thought of that
Yeah.
until you just said that to me now. You know, like we was talking about earlier on about the WBTC contract and ego and creating. Up to this day, up to
Mhm.
right now, until you just said that to me, I hadn't even thought of that, bro. They're like, okay, yeah, this is new creation. This is something different, or it's not about that for me. It's still the same thing. It's still the same hourglass. I was trying to tell Craig earlier that listen, this is, we might not have token transfer dividends here, but it's still hourglass. Like, you know, the core SWJ is still based on the same thing. Like, do you know what I mean? It's not.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, it's got all these nice extra shiny bits on the sides and doing this, that, and the other that's gonna bring it like so much joy. But at its heart, at its core, in its code, it is what you know, what hourglass was. Like, it's the
Uh-huh.
same perpetual up, down, keep going. It's just got a little bit of help this time. Like, for someone who's lived and run through this, trying to make this contract work for so many years, it's got the tools it needs to help it grow itself now. Whereas last time with P3D and IND, that whole mechanism was just a masternode or just a karma link. That's in P3D.
Yeah.
That is all they had for to keep P3D alive and to keep IND alive. It's just a masternode or a karma link. At some point,
Yeah.
as cryptocurrency has advanced, how the world has advanced, it's not enough anymore. Like it was back then when we were in the early phases, as it is on its own. But if we want to be seen as a real crypto project and something that, again, I'm still interested to see, are people going to try and call this a Ponzi again? Like, that's the biggest question I have. After everything we put together now, like, and there's like, I think I understand by the time Index actually launches, that there shouldn't be any question of is this a Ponzi scheme. But up until that point, how are people going to receive this new version of an hourglass? That's what I'm very interested to see. I don't know how,
I mean,
I don't know.
if there's any indication from the one weirdo in the chat earlier, you know, it don't matter what you do, bro. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
This is like, oh,
Yeah.
did you breathe today? That's a scam. Like, no, it doesn't matter, bro.
I know it doesn't
That's just
matter,
crypto now, man.
We
That's
bro,
just crypto now,
we've
man.
been and lived that. We got
Uh-huh.
what's the word that they used to use in ARB? We got a good war chest, bro, this time. Compared to what we had last time, our war
Yeah,
chest
that's a
was
crazy
empty.
thought, man.
Our war chest was empty, and our hearts were filled. Now our hearts are filled, and the war chest is filled too. And we have the legacy, bro. We have the history, the people I've been speaking to. Like I say, I've got a Google meeting tomorrow with RK's son, like to deep dive into the ins and outs of everything, because he's on the same vibe as he was last time.
Your phone needs a mobile or Wi-Fi connection first.
Shut up, man. Nobody talk to you. Yeah, I've got a meeting with him tomorrow so that he can really fully understand the whole concept. But he's fully on. But he can't wait, bro, to tell people, listen, 7 years ago I told you about this project, yeah, and you all called it a scam. And he went to 29,000 ETH. We earned all the divvies. I'm about to tell you, yeah, these guys, the same project, Gandhiji.io, is coming again with a new concept that's bigger and better than what they had last time. This time, I want to see who calls it a scam, bro. Like, we locked down India last time. Either they won't say, like, you know, the people that came out and tried to shut us down last, either they're gonna shut up or they're gonna support. I don't think they got the balls to come out and call Gandhiji a scam for the second time after everything that happened.
Yeah, you hope not, right? So,
but if they do, bro,
positive vibe, bro.
If they do, like, how much fun is that going to be? That's what I look like. That's the fun we had last time. That's the fun we'll have again. But Kashji, I hope you're listening, bro. You're very quiet, man. Anke, hi, hello to Kardo. Just seeing if Prakash is willing to join the chat and say a little hi, hello. Bro, like you say, I heard a lot of people like not had a good time, struggling, and let's hope this can bring some joy to the crypto space again.
It will, man. It will, bro. There's a lot of people, whether they made it here tonight or whatever. I got them in DM. You know, I'm sure people talk to you too. I mean, it's all good, man. It's gonna go where it is, and it'll be just as important and valuable to the people it's supposed to be as it was before. That's a fact.
I believe it, bro.
Whoever is destined to take that walk or that journey, they'll take it, and there'll be similar conversations. Like,
yes,
man,
Rectangle, how's it going, bro?
You feel me?
Yeah, man.
Correct. What's up, bro?
There's Suzuki.
See, and isn't that a crazy comment?
The open source scam that paid me the most amount of money from one project than all others combined. Bro, it touches my heart, man.
Think about
Hats
that.
off to you, Sonny. Facts are facts. Fuck that. Bro, if a good friend of mine told me once, yeah, bro, if you haven't got haters, it's because you ain't popping.
You ain't popping. And that's real though, man. And I think it's a lot of people that maybe they haven't expressed this reality as well. And of course, you know, people will come, people will go, but I think a lot of the true stories of what's going on in the background or under the hood they're never told, man. You know what I mean? So, and I hope just that's just one realization of my interaction with the contracts, bro. Like just walking down that road, with you at that time, bro, the positive impact it has. You don't know. You just never know, man.
Well,
And so you just keep doing what you're doing,
I
bro.
feel a little
Don't
bit
worry about nothing
oblivious to
else.
it because for the majority part of my crypto life, that's my experience is IND. So
Yeah,
in my view, that's what people doing in crypto, isn't it? Like that's what we doing. That's what it must be like out there for people in crypto. But
Mhm.
that's
and
because
and
of
bro,
my
that, you know what's
narrow-minded
crazy?
view being in IND for so long.
And you know what's crazy is people still there's people still, a large amount of them, by the way, that's just on the fence. Like they want to deal with this, but they haven't turned the leaf or the page or whatever. But maybe they do it this time around, and they should. You know what I'm saying? Because for whatever
If we go
reason,
back
they
to
still have discussions.
2018, some key things, bro, I identified about, giving them guys props again, I identified about P3D that could be so beneficial to the people in India was wallet signing. Like in all the dApps that we'd had up until that point, there was a server, there was a back end, you went and signed in, and it wasn't fully decentralized. P3D,
Yeah,
when
yeah,
they came out, like the fact that there was no wallet sign in, that there was no database sign in, and you was based on your wallet sign in the dApp space, bro. Back then, that was quite revolutionary. Big up to them, props for that. Like, they were the first ones that did that. There was dApps
it's
before
crazy.
that. There was NFT dApps that happened. There was all kinds of shit, but they opened that up. I identified that as like, we're trying to the India government is trying to stop these people in crypto. They can shut down
On Web two,
databases.
right?
They can shut down this. They can't shut down the blockchain. So if you just connecting directly with the blockchain, it's perfect for them. Do you see what I mean?
Yeah, it's global.
Like
Yeah, it's
and
global.
and and now, like, look at them over there. They just holding them tokens, earning divvies. That's exactly what our
Hmm.
guys need. Do you know what I mean? Just like if they're stopping them trying to transact, they can just hold them tokens and earn them divvies. Like, yo, 3 4 years later, bro. How many times you heard someone come up in the Gandhiji community like, yo, I thought this was a scam. I've come back 3 years later. I've come back 5 years later. I've come back 7 years later, and now
Yeah,
there's fucking X amount of Ethereum in divvies in my wallet. Like, what the fuck's going on?
that was happening a cycle ago, man. That was happening a cycle ago, man. So imagine now too. Now too, same thing.
I
You
went
know?
I went India, bro. A few months back, quite a few months back, and in
Hmm.
that trip, just a few months ago, I met people still that I'd seen in India, haven't touched their thing, but they had their words. They remembered. You know what Sonny told me? Keep them in words safe. Do you know what I mean? Like, that's why it comes down.
Yeah,
They had their words, bro. I opened up their wallets for them and showed them the divvies they had. Changed their life. Still, that's a few months ago, but when I went India, like, direct
it's
people,
crazy,
man.
man.
That's still testament to everything that happened. Like, craziness. But yeah, bro, this
And you're
time
still going, bro.
it's still going. I'm believe it or not, bro. I'm disheartened a little that we're
Why?
coming. I wanted IND to be the one that did it, bro. That's the truth. You know that, but
Yeah.
it's not technically possible. That's the thing. I still have, right? I still have a little legacy going on in any NFT project. Say, there's a little 5% creator fee that will come back to the creator of the NFT project. That is going straight to uh, distribute dividends. I ain't gonna put my wallet address there. I'm gonna put the distribute dividends for IND wallet address. So whenever any of the NFTs sell in the secondary market, some ETH is gonna go back to IND directly. Catch what I'm
Okay.
saying? So it's like
Yeah.
I'm still respecting it. It's still there. let's say everyone sells out and there's me and a few other people holding IND, maybe that bit will be enough. You know what I mean? To keep that going. I can't give up on IND still. I can't like just say, nah, nothing for that now. We're moving on to this.
Yeah.
It's not in my nature, it's not in my heart. I had to find. But then the truth of it, again, discussing with my deep peers here, my friends, with SWJ being what it is, a truly decentralized DAO, there's obviously the option for me to code in that SWJ pays a certain amount to IND. You see what I mean? But that would be me making that decision. That wouldn't.
You want everybody to do it.
That wouldn't be the DAO making that decision. So then, I'm now creating something that's supposed to be truly decentralized, but putting something in there that is my choice, not what should be in there as a truly clean, decentralized, as Gandhiji would do it system. That's how I looked at when I made IND. You know, probably. Craig definitely knows. I felt like Gandhiji was sitting on my shoulder while I was recoding that code. Do you know what I mean? And when I looked at the ambassadors and I looked at this, that, and the other, I felt like he wouldn't approve of that. Do you see? Coming back to, you know, why do we not have a P2P exchange that is fully managed by because that doesn't exist in the crypto space right now. Like there is no DAO that owns an exchange. There's no DAO that fully manages and runs an exchange. So, wow, that was a long fucking circle, Saint. But coming back to what I was actually saying in the first place, Uniswap being the keyword. Fucking hell. Uniswap being the keyword. When I envisaged Index, I envisaged it solely as a P2P exchange. Yeah?
Yeah.
Because that's what people wanted. That's what that's what filled the need for the problem
at the time
of the solution that we were trying to solve. And I have this question of why would people use that exchange over anything else? Now I believe if we have a P2P exchange that is owned, managed and run by a real DAO, that's a reason why people would decide to use that exchange over anything else out there. In my understanding and belief of the space, maybe. It's definitely a USP as to why somebody would choose to use that peer-to-peer exchange over any other peer-to-peer exchange. Do you see where I'm coming from?
Yeah. Yeah.
But then now, 7 years later in hindsight, knowing that, what would stop us from having a Uniswap clone that was also managed by this DAO? You know, like if we were just talking before, I never really thought about it, but it was always the idea of just the peer-to-peer. Do you see what I mean? But then you have this problem of why would your peer-to-peer, you know, why would people use it over anything else? But then if you had a fully DAO managed and operated peer-to-peer exchange, that's something revolutionary in the crypto space that crypto heads could get down with. Do you know what I mean? Like this is run by a DAO, like this peer-to-peer. But then that still runs true then for a DEX. If you had a Uniswap that was managed by a DAO and the fee basis was decided by the DAO and the funds from the fees were sent to the DAO or to the token holders or split 50-50, that same reason as to why you would use a peer-to-peer exchange could run true for a Uniswap clone. The only thing is as well, like you see, I don't know if you've spoke to me or heard me speaking about this. There is one thing with SWJ, is they always earn dividends. You can't stop them from earning dividends. No matter where they are in the world, no matter whose wallet they're in, no matter which smart contract they're held by, they always earn dividends. Uniswap is not set up in a way to understand that SWJ earns dividends. And if somebody were to send me their SWJ, what should I do with those dividends? Do you see what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
If there were a clone of Uniswap that we were able to manage, then it very easily could be coded into that. What should happen if somebody sends SWJ with the dividends that are earned while it's being held in the DEX, i.e. return them to the person that sent them, or to return those dividends to the person who is buying them. It's a whole new concept, like in the sense of index has even evolved from what I believed it could have been 7 or 6 or 5 years ago, whenever we come up with that concept. Like to now encompassing that with the complete DAO operation is again building a new, I hate to keep using this word, but something revolutionary, something that hasn't been done in crypto before. The closest thing they have is something on Bitcoin, but it's not. Rectangle says, but and burn, not sure what the token supply cap inflation is. Rectangle, join the link, bro. I don't fully understand the question, but just so you understand, the key change that I've made to the new SWJ token over IND is on token transfers, there is no 10% taken. So as far as ERC20s go, they understand the token correctly. ERC20 expects if you send 100 tokens to someone, for there to be 100 tokens at the end, where, you know, to the receiver too. They don't expect that 90 tokens turn up. Do you see what I mean? So it breaks the whole system of being able to work with ERC20.
Hold on.
Alright. I said I wasn't going to do it, but one more little drink. Rectangle, have a drink if you join the stream. Oh no. That's turned into a dirty one.
Yeah, it might be a last one, bro, because
yeah,
my little ones they're
100%.
missing me.
100%,
Which is
100%.
not,
Bro,
they're not missing
I was going to
me.
be on for an hour or two is what I thought. Now all of a sudden it's 4 o'clock in the morning.
Say what?
I said I thought in my head that today's stream would be an hour or two. I started at 11.
Oh,
now
but it's
4
been a
o'clock in
long
the
time,
morning.
right?
Yeah, it's 4 o'clock now, bro.
Oh,
You know
bro,
what?
it's like old times, man.
I ain't drinking no drink either. I have some
Yeah,
drink.
that's like old times, man. It's no worries.
Yeah, there's a lot, bro.
We used to start.
It's day one, bro. That's how I feel. We're at day one. There's a lot
Yeah.
that I haven't explained. There's a lot that people will ask and need to understand, but I got all the answers, bro. And like, this is the truth of it. Between me and my new friends, we got this, man. Like,
I believe it, bro. I mean, you've been working on it for a minute, so hopefully it's everything you want it to be, man.
let's see.
And everybody
Let's
gonna
see.
be there for the ride, bro. That's it.
I'm gonna be the same as I was, bro, before. Like, whatever it took to do, that's what I'm gonna do.
Yeah, man. That's what it's supposed to be, man. Same shit, different day, bro.
Yeah.
It's just a little bit later, bro. We all still here, bro. You know.
We're all still here.
I'm
Rectangle, you didn't
glad
join the
that,
stream, bro. I think that's it then. We should call it. I'm not going to drink that drink. Go on, Saint. What was you going to say? Sorry. I cut you off, bro.
no, I was gonna say, I'm just glad we got to this point, bro. And it's been a good time, and I think everybody next week, if it's happening, they'll be
There's no
more
ifs,
ready.
There's no ifs.
You
We're
know?
here next week.
Okay, then
11 p.m.
they're
UK
gonna
time.
be ready, bro. It's all a good thing, and hopefully it just continues to grow, bro.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, man. And you know, hey, I'm right here. We can chat off time too.
Yeah,
So
of course,
it is
bro.
what it is, man.
Of course, bro.
Definitely.
Like
I
I
miss you,
said
bro.
earlier, I missed you too, bro. It's been, like I say,
I know, bro.
the best
I
times
know,
in
bro.
crypto, bro. You and me together. Aye. Wait,
Batman and Robin?
I don't know who this Joseph. If this is some watermelon guy, bro, I'm ending the stream. Yeah? Let's see. Like, for his persistence,
That's
I'm going to
hilarious.
let him win and end the stream. Joseph, I hope you... That might be Joseph from the stream. You never know.
Right.
I'm going to say my goodbyes now because I got a feeling there's some watermelon coming up. But
Got a post chain thing around his the
Okay.
vector. It's not quite post chain though.
What's up, guys?
What's happening, Joseph?
Long
That's
time.
right.
How's everybody been? What's up, Saint? Sonny?
Chilling, bro.
Joseph, are
Chilling,
you
bro. How
Joseph
you
from the
doing?
chat?
That's right.
Yes. Oh, yeah. Is that you?
Yeah. Yeah,
Wow.
that's me.
Long time, bro. Long time.
I know. Definitely a long
Now,
time.
Voice is a little different.
now I feel
What's
like I
that?
know you, bro. Now I feel like I know you.
Well, yeah,
That's
long
it.
time. What's it been,
Yeah,
like
man.
4 years?
Something like that,
Yeah,
bro.
man. That's crazy, right?
Yeah, time flies. That's for
It
sure,
does.
especially in
It does.
crypto.
How you been? How you been, man?
Yeah, everything's been good. Just trying to stay positive, overall. But, crypto's kind of one of those things you just kind of lurk around, and see, who stays around. But I've been in this shit for
Forever.
2015. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, man.
So,
Yes, bro.
yeah, I remember when I first got in, it was I thought Bitcoin was a complete scam. I got in January 2015. I think I bought my first Bitcoin when it was like $250, and then
Wow.
like maybe 2 weeks later went down to 170. I'm like, fuck this, I'm out. And then I ended up buying back at like 300 like a month or two later. So I was like, yeah, let me just hold it. And then
Yeah.
yeah, obviously Ethereum was kind of picking up, and then I kind of got into that and just didn't really see a use case for Bitcoin other than holding like some kind of monetary value without too much fluctuations with like price and stuff like that. So it was interesting, but Bitcoin's always, it's always going to be its thing. It's always reliable in crypto, but aside from everything else, I think you want to dabble in things to make you money.
Yeah.
Bitcoin, it made such a run, but it didn't even make a 2x, especially this last cycle. So it's not really that beneficial
Yeah.
to people like us, really.
Yeah. If you didn't get in the beginning, it's not all that impressive anymore.
Yeah, exactly.
You
You
need some
know?
way to multiply
Yeah.
your crypto, like dividends or something. Really would be ideal.
Yeah, I was
100%.
actually I was actually similar, what I said in the chat. I was actually telling my partner and everything. I was like, yeah, this project single-handedly surpassed any kind of gains from all the projects that I was mentioning combined. And
Wow, bro.
we were actually I was actually your name came up because we actually had this we went to this restaurant for my birthday, and I forgot the name of the dish, but it was an Indian restaurant. We didn't even know. It was just like a surprise, but
What,
I
bro?
had probably had
After
the best
everything, you're gonna
chicken.
tell me I'm famous for a curry? Come on, man.
No.
Tandoori.
This shit was good. It was I forgot the
Tandoori
name of
chicken,
it.
probably.
Yeah, I mean, some shit would blow my dick off. That's how spicy it is.
I
But
used to give
uh
advice on curries, guys, as well. Just so you know, people used to ask me
yeah,
what to
the
order.
chicken tikka.
Yeah, man, that's a good start.
Yeah. But yeah,
I'm
so
happy
I
to have
mean, other than
introduced you
that,
to that, bro.
yeah, no, it was good. It was good. I was kind of scared a little bit because I know it is spicy and I can't really handle spice, but it was delicious.
Just so you know, if you're worried about that, go for a butter chicken.
Butter chicken?
Yeah, that's a light one.
Okay.
But if an Indian guy sees you eating that, they're gonna know you're doing a light one.
He's gonna know I'm a newbie. He's easing in.
Hey, listen, there's no shade. Some of my closest mates, they on butter chicken, bro.
Yeah, I don't know why. I can't handle spice anymore, but
That's good, bro.
so
How
I
you
did
feeling
have
about the new concept? You understand it a little bit, bro? You kind of getting it. I know
yeah.
it's a little bit new, but how you
Yeah, I
feeling?
mean, from when I was I didn't really look at I know I mean, there's probably not much to look into, but from what I heard, because I've been in and out of the chat, I haven't really, because I've been doing a lot of things here, like especially like tonight, but from what I glanced at, it's pretty much IND, but you do have the DAO in there, so it kind of gives rights to holders. The only question I did have was, which is good because then there's some kind of treasury there, so you
Yeah,
have something to fall back on rather than if one person leaves, that kind of like takes a lot of the momentum out. But at least here, there's a stash there that can be voted on by whoever
exactly.
owns this token.
Yeah,
So that's it's definitely an improvement, and I do like that.
that's good,
But I,
bro.
I I like a lot of the I know you, and I know the community, especially, listening in for years and stuff like that. And I know that, especially you wouldn't just put out some bullshit out there. I mean, we've seen, over the years, especially like 3, 4 years ago, these projects just fail. And I know you take the extra effort and strive to make something different. So that's why I always respected you. And,
Joseph, you
especially the
seen
projects
on
that
the
get put,
stream,
they speak for themselves.
my son follows everything I do, bro. Like, I'm his biggest fan. He's my biggest fan. I can't do anything that's going to try and show that guy the wrong way. That's that's at the core of everything. I need to teach him the right way to do things. So then maybe that comes out, and that's like like you say, testament to. I don't want to do something that's not going to work. I want to show him that, look, this is the right way, and then see what he does. Like I said, bigger than the contract. He's my greatest creation. But yeah, no,
Yeah,
I
no,
appreciate
I
it, bro.
respect that.
That's where I come from, and people know that. Hopefully, they'll pick up on it. But on a technical level, like realistically, bro, I really see the potential of what we have here, bro. Like with the I want to say the pitfalls of how the community has been with IND. Like now, like you say, with the treasury, with the DAO, a lot of the issues that we've had we can overcome quite easily in the past. And let's see, it's one of those crazy things where if it works, bro, it's the holy grail of crypto. If it works, like we were close last time, we had a great time with IND, and but there were stagnant parts. There were parts when it got to a certain size, it's like it's hard to beat that again. How are you gonna come back and beat 10 million just by marketing?
Now you know how Bitcoin feels. It's okay, bro.
Yeah. Well,
It's
this is the
normal.
thing. But we on ETH, bro.
You're still in baby steps, bro. You're still on baby steps, though.
ETH allows us to build. So if we're smart about it,
No,
we
no,
can
no,
build
no.
things in a way. Yeah.
No, no doubt. No, I'm talking about, you know how Bitcoin feels when it hits the top, and it's like when it in the bear market, it's like, damn, is it really going that high? Yeah, people believe it, but
Yeah.
seeing is
Now we
believing,
got to beat that. Now we got to beat that. Like, what's the point in coming back if you can't beat what you've already done? Like, we must
Yeah,
beat
that's
what
crazy.
we've already done.
It's crazy. But yeah, what I'm saying is the old cycle top is always the like, yeah, right moment. And then every cycle, now this is a real long cycle. So long time waiting, overdue. Can do it again.
Bro, bear market, bull market, Gandhiji shone. Like IND shone through ups and downs, helped out, paid us dividends. Like I expect nothing less from SWJ. I expect more from SWJ than even IND. I used to like with
Sonny, I did
NFT.
have a question about the Wisdom NFTs.
Sure.
So I understand there's like a tiered release system, I
Yeah.
guess, for over time. Now,
Yeah.
do those encompass a certain specific amount of SWJ tokens?
No.
Is that
They
like the
they they all of the NFTs, all 501 will be seeded with an equal amount of SWJ from the initial buy. The price tiering is a testament to a line that was written on the very first Gandhiji.io website, which is the first true believers will surely gain the most. So just for that little period, and in all honesty, because it's kind of an NFT world thing that people can buy something if they get in quick and get in early, they can get something a little bit of a discount. The truth is, for what I understand and believe these NFTs should return, I would have sold them all for 1 ETH each. But in the interest of trying to, ETH's gone up quite a bit since, we've had these ideas. So in the interest of trying to make the whole system inclusive, I wanted to try and give as many people as I could
offer some a little bit.
Yeah. So
yeah, I was
that's
talking
the best
with
way.
Provo
I
about
thought
that.
I'd do that.
now
I said, yeah, ETH is way more
the
than when
token
we first started.
itself? I'm assuming the contract operates the same way as far as buy increases the floor price of the
Exactly.
token, and yeah. So now the token itself, does it have a cap? Is there like a max supply, or
No,
is it
it works exactly the
Like
same.
IED.
exactly the
Exactly the
same?
same.
Okay.
Exactly. Like literally, the only changes I've made to the contract are to remove some functions that took the Ethereum when you transferred and distributed them as dividends, and then there was
Yeah,
just a
the really
couple of.
interesting part, the
Um,
really interesting part is the DAO, because I guess it's really open ended. What do you want to vote for the funds?
yeah,
Whether it's um, liquidity, I don't know if that's the direction that would look good, like to trade this. So you have some speculation also, and I'm not sure
I
how
don't
that
think I
ties
don't
in,
think
but
I don't think we need that with SWJ, in the sense of if when index launches there is a copy in one sense of Uniswap that was managed by the DAO. People within that system, then, if liquidity providing was the way that they wanted to earn from the system, have that option through that, rather than making it just about SWJ and liquidity there. But as I explained to Saint, the index exchange could be the only or one of the very few or the first maybe um, DEX that is set up to understand that an ERC20 token can also receive dividends and what to do with those dividends.
yeah, because I was thinking that, if you provide liquidity and because you're owning the token, you also get dividends at the same time. So it's like a win-win. But I'm not exactly sure how because I haven't looked at the contract or what exactly
If
like
you
how it
understand
works
it,
from the.
if you understand it from a point of view of proof of weak hands and IND, the whole concept was, rather than needing any DEX or rather than needing any centralized exchange, there is a smart contract on the blockchain that holds the liquidity. It builds that liquidity from everybody's buys and sells, and that liquidity is stable and secure in the contract. So, as an individual, nobody needs to provide liquidity ultimately as a separate thing for IND or SWJ, because the contract's doing that in a in what I believe to be one of the best decentralized ways, better than Uniswap, where liquidity can be pulled from
Exactly,
IND.
because of the price appreciation when you purchase the tokens. Yeah.
Yeah, because of the model of the whole economy of the
Yeah,
whole smart contract
exactly.
system.
Yeah, it makes perfect
Give me a
sense.
second. I'm just gonna go and fill my water bottle.
Sonny, my
Yeah.
battery's gonna die, bro. I don't
Okay,
wanna
bro. Okay.
just
Should we
dip
call
on you.
it? Should we call it, guys? And like we're here next week. It's 4:10.
Yeah, let's do that.
And listen, it's been a good
Not
stream.
to cut. This is the good part of the conversation.
Bro,
We'd be parsing through some things.
there's plenty more time, and I look forward to answering all these questions. Between me and Gandhiji, bro, we got all the questions unlocked, bro. It's not a problem.
Yeah, definitely, bro.
Yeah, it's definitely a pleasure, guys. I'm definitely gonna be you know me. I'll be in. So
Joseph, this is
Gotta
the
be here
first
I
next
time
mean,
week.
I
I know
think
you
you've
got.
joined. I think this is the first time you've joined and actually spoken to us. I've seen you in the live chat
No,
for many
remember
years.
when
Nah, he's been on a couple
no,
times.
Yeah. Okay,
yeah,
brilliant.
when we
That's my
were
memory. I'm sorry.
the best one was the Richard
That's
Hart one though.
rectangle, bro.
Is that you, Rectangle?
Yeah.
Oh
Yeah, he
my
didn't
days!
realize
I
because
didn't realize that was you, Rectangle.
your
Sorry.
zoom isn't on rectangle,
I was looking. Yeah, bro, Rectangle. Oh
bro.
my
That
days!
voice is
Now I know who I'm
unmistakable, bro.
talking to. Sorry, bro. My bad,
No, no, no,
Rectangle.
no. All good. I'm assuming I probably don't even sound the same anyway, but it's
A little
fine.
Yeah, it's a
different. A
little
little
different.
different.
A little
Yeah, a little
different, bro.
different.
We all grew
Oh,
up a bit.
bro. Now I know I'm talking to an OG,
Yeah,
bro.
I
Sorry.
got pubes now.
Bro, that's why you asking all the right questions, bro. Rectangle, we'll get into it all, bro. You know what? Just understanding it was you and knowing your knowledge about these things and you asking those questions, it means a lot to me, bro, because those are the questions I'm waiting for people to ask so I can answer them.
Yeah, no, I finally got a reason to be excited about crypto again. The markets and everything's boring, and I saw you guys. Well, I saw you start, you know, posting on Twitter, and then I saw a few things on Telegram. I'm like, please don't be a fucking joke. Please
No, it's
come
not.
back. You know, let's get
It's
back
not.
into it
It really
like we
isn't.
were. Yeah, but
I told you,
so
Sonny, they waiting,
It's
bro. They
IND
waiting
on
on this shit,
steroids,
bro.
bro. It's IND on steroids. That's the way. No
yeah,
disrespect to IND.
I can't wait. So but it was good catching up with you guys. I'll be here next week
All right.
if you guys are gonna make it weekly like last
There's
time.
no if, bro. We'll be here 11 p.m. UK time
Awesome.
next week, bro.
Just what I want to
All
hear.
right.
But good seeing
All
you
right,
guys,
bro.
Saint, Sunny.
You too, bro.
Pleasure. Enjoy the rest of your night, and you know, I'll catch up with you guys next week.
Love, bro.
All right, bro. Be safe.
We're not going to get a better outro than that, guys. This has been Drunk on Crypto, the first one 2025. Many more to come. Peace and love, everyone. I'll catch you.